All right, party people, we are ready to start shading our final. Wow! Let's look at some examples. So these examples show how you could keep the grid on there and choose different patterns accordingly. So if something's really dark, you would do a darker, like tighter pattern, where something's light, you wouldn't layer it as much and you do like a more spread apart type of pattern. All right, we're going to keep grooving. This left one shows how you can use lines to shade. Wait, what? You don't have to just do smooth shading. There's lots and lots and lots of ways to shade. So the one on the right, woof, absolutely love this one. It's drawing hair without drawing hair. Yeah, no, I'm not crazy. Isn't this so cool though? So you got to think about positive and negative space. This girl, clearly she has very light, maybe even white hair. So they just drew the area around the hair. And then look around the face, they kind of went in with a few little wisps. But we can tell that's hair because of the shape that the area around creates. Oof, my mind is blown. Crazy. Well, and look at this one. This is pretty cool. These are more lines, but they decided which like direction the lines to go based on the part of the face. So definitely another option that's pretty cool. Whoa, and look at these crazy ones. The one on the left is Jack Nicholson, and it's scribbled shading. Yes, I said that right. Scribbled shading. That's totally bananas. You can tell, like in his mouth, though, like where it's dark, they overlap the scribbles a lot. Like they went over and over and over to make it look really dark. Whereas his teeth, they went over maybe once. So you really got to be intentional about the type of scribbles, where, and how much you're overlapping. Oh, and the one on the right, it's actually kind of cool. It is a continuous line shading technique. So you never lift your pencil up. What? Yeah. So all those lines are connected. I'm sure that you could probably lift it up like once, twice, but you want it to be just a continual line. Oh, and here's a really cool one too. So this is one of Malala, and all of the words that were used to shade are things about her. So wherever it's like lighter, they chose really important words because those are going to really stand out. Like on her cheeks, I see peace, love, education across her forehead. And then where it's like supposed to be darker, they overlapped words over and over and over. So it's pretty cool. And you can choose words based on the subject or like what's important. Or maybe you could even do like song lyrics. That'd be kind of cool too. Whoa, and look at these. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. The one on the left looks like it's like a wolf with a man. They like went every other square or diamond, I suppose, but they shaded it according to their photo that they were at that moment drawing. And then the one on the right, she's like, I don't know, transforming into a dragon. That's totally crazy. I like it. And she also left like certain squares, like the grid on there, but certain ones she erased. So she kind of did like a mix and match of that. Pretty cool. Oh, and here we go. This one looks hard, but it's actually pretty cool. So they did their portrait, and then they had it like transforming into different scenes. So it looks like there's like a landscape in the background, but then look on his head. There's like a bus behind his ear, and there's arches, and so they kind of incorporated like a cityscape in there, which is kind of cool too. Okay. And I swear, I'm not trying to shock you guys, but look at this. This one was done with fingerprints. What? It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Who knew that art could be so crazy? So, yeah, they took fingerprints, and wherever it was darker, they put more fingerprints. Where it was lighter, they just did a little bit of fingerprints. So, they're really looking at where is light and where is dark. All right, my last of examples. If your head wasn't already spinning, here's the cherry on top to really like just wow you. These are so fun. So what you do is you would start with shading your final, like just like normal, and then when you're all the way done, you love it, la la la, you go and cut it all up. But you got to kind of be intentional about how you're cutting it because you want it to still like look right. But how they assembled it, it like kind of looks like it's all jig jagged or puzzling together. So these are really, really fun, but also really scary. So they're fun, but chopping up your really hard work. Oh, it's like, oh no, what am I doing? But it can look really, really cool when done correctly. Here are some different shading techniques. So a lot of people just think you would only do like smooth, like blending, but you don't have to. You could do lots of different things. You could even make up your own type of shading technique, or you could combine certain ones. You could do hatching and scribbles. What? Yeah, you could do it. So whatever you want to try out, I encourage you to try it on these worksheets and then pick out your favorite one for your final. And here's your worksheets that you get to try out those shading techniques on. So the one on the top right, there are many different shading like styles you could try out. And then the one on the bottom left, you get to actually draw the facial feature and shade. The last thing we're going to talk about in this video is the project agenda. So take a look at all of those days we've made it through. Next up, we are going to be doing those shading worksheets that I just showed you. We can check out some extra resources. We are going to make sure to erase that grid, and then we'll start up our shading. We'll spend a few days doing details and touch-ups, and then we'll turn it in. So I hope you guys have a really great time doing this project, and I cannot wait to see your final results.